What's up guys, Tech and Tyler, and today I'm going to be showing you a pretty interesting design fixture, but it's also a very cool and very unique design fixture. Now, I've only ever seen a couple of pictures of these fixtures online, and maybe ever possibly 3 of them being sold online. So they're not common at all. And when I got mine, I got this one years ago from a place that's an hour away from me. And when I saw it, I had to get it because I'd never seen a light like this before because of how unique it is. So I got it and tried to do some research on it. And you can find some stuff on it, but they're not common at all. The few times I've seen a couple of these go up for sale, I wanted to get them, but they sold very quickly, either hopefully by collectors. But yeah, they sell pretty quick from what I've seen the few times I've seen them for sale. So I would imagine they're highly sought after, possibly. But the fixture that I'm talking about is this really, really cool, unique fixture that's from a company called Smithcraft. Never heard that company before, but it says it right on the side here, which I'll bring it in closer to see. But it's just such a different, unique design for a fluorescent light. Like, I know with fluorescent lights, they make all sorts of crazy designs. There's designs out there that are super rare, hard to find, and some that are just very, like, obscure designs, but they're really cool. This is a pretty neat one because it's simple yet different than a lot of designs that they've made for a lot of different types of fixtures, and I really like this design of this one. Now, I only have this one. I wish I had more, or at least another one so I could have 2 of them, but I have this one and it's in overall pretty good shape. It needs to be cleaned because ever since I bought it, it's just kind of sat on a shelf since I bought it with a bunch of other lights that I have. So I've never taken it apart. I've never opened it up to check anything on it, and I don't really intend to at the moment until it's time to work on it, because I just want to keep it, all together and closed, and not have to worry about messing it up, opening it up, and stuff like that. But it needs a little bit of work, just kind of mostly on like these little trim pieces on the end, because these kind of get a little bent. So like this one's not really sitting all the way flat. This one's really not sitting all the way flat, and that's due to getting probably bumped and stuff. So there's a couple of gaps, but it's not too big of a deal though. But yeah, so this is like I said, a Smithcraft light. It is a dual preheat F20T12 fixture, and I just really love the like open kind of concept like this. Like, I know there's a whole bunch of like other lights that have been designed that have like the open concept. I have a couple other ones, but this one's unique just because of the fact that the shape of it is what makes it really cool. So I think it's a really interesting design. But it's also nice because with this open design like this, it lets all the light out. So it's not being blocked by like a reflector, refractor, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't have a cover on the top to direct the light down, so it's all just going to go around, which in some cases that's good, in some cases it's not, because there is a lot of waste of light in the top going out versus it shining down. But it's still a really, really cool, unique design. And what's also interesting about the design of it being like this too, if you look on it, you don't see the starter sockets anywhere on it. Well, that's because they actually put the starter sockets on the end caps here, which is kind of unique. So they make it to where you can put the starters in here on both ends here. So they're easy to get to, which is nice as well. You don't have to take the bulb out to get to the starter to change it. They're on the ends of it. So it's a pretty well thought out design for what it is, which I really like. It's really, really neat. I wish I knew what type of ballast it had inside of it, which it wouldn't be too hard to take apart, because there's a Phillips head screw here and a Phillips head screw right here. So if you were to take those 2 screws out, this whole fixture would separate in the middle, but you'd have to take off those metal pieces on the end caps for that are decorative. And then I would assume this metal trim piece comes out, and then wherever there's these little rivets right here are where the ballast would be. So looking at the fixture and how skinny it is here, I would imagine it's probably a dual ballast. It's not two singles, it's a dual probably, since the two screws are here and on the other side. So ballast in the middle, which is nice because that means it's weighted evenly as well. I can place it in my hand and it doesn't feel off or anything like that. It's very well weighted because of it being in the center, so that's nice. But yeah, just overall, it's a really neat, really neat and unique design. Very, not sure of the age of it. I'd definitely say it's 50s, has to be 50s, maybe late 40s, early 50s, somewhere in that range. But I'm gonna grab a couple of bulbs and some starters, and I'll get this hooked up and we'll be able to test it, and I'll get to show you what it looks like. So I'm gonna grab that real quick and then I'll bring you right back. Okay, so now I have 2 starters and 2 bulbs. So the 2 starters that we're going to be putting in it to test it is a Himco FS2 and a Super Starter FS2. And then I got 2 bulbs, which are a GE Cool White 20 watt, and then also a Sylvania Cool White 20 watt. So you just simply take the bulbs, put them in the little tracks on the side, clip them in, and bam. And then same thing for the end where you have to put the starter at. Just goes right in here, and it could be a little bit of a tight fit and be a little bit of a pain sometimes trying to get the starters in, just because of it's kind of shallow in this corner to try to get your fingers in here sometimes. And it also makes it kind of hard to get the starters in, but these starters also can be a pain sometimes to put in. So like if I try to put this one in here, it went in no problem. Whereas this one, because these starters over time, they kind of start to bend in on themselves due to this material that they use. This like plastic. It's kind of like what a circuit board, some of the older circuit boards are made out of. This like interesting plastic material. It kind of starts to shrink over time, and then it makes it kind of act weird to put the starters in sometimes. But I got that bulb into that one, so now I'm gonna flip this one over. Try to put it on this end, because if it doesn't want to go in, then I'll grab a different starter. But it could be a pain sometimes. Sometimes you gotta look and line it up. And this one doesn't want to cooperate. So let me go to a different starter and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I'm back with a different starter. And this one is a, excuse me, a Snap It FS2 starter. So this one should hopefully fit way better into this end cap here. Try to get it lined up with the pins here, since it wants to be goofy sometimes. So anyway, this one's also being kind of goofy as well. So I don't know, that these starters sometimes can be a bit interesting when you're trying to put them in. Like I said, sometimes they want to go in fine, sometimes they don't want to go in fine, so it's a little bit of a pain every now and then. So I'll grab a different starter again. So this one, it will work in it. This one's a Cooper FS25, so that means it says it's meant strictly for the 25 watt bulbs, but they'll work in anything that's 25 and lower. But there we go. Now it wants to go in there. So, all right. After that whole issue there, now we finally have the bulbs and everything in. So now what I'm going to do is get power connected to it. So I'm going to flip this over here. And I'm going to hook up my alligator clips that I have to the back of it for quick power. And now I can plug it in and show you what it looks like. So, and just like that, cuts on, no problem at all. It's got a nice slight little hum to it that iconic fluorescent ballast sound makes, where it's not too loud but not too quiet. It's just a nice hum that it makes that's very distinctive. So, but works perfectly fine. So let me unplug it, plug it back in, unplug it again, plug it back in, and now I'm going to turn the light out. You can check it out in a little bit of a darker ambient. So unplug it, plug it back in 2 more times, and 1 more time. Nice, easy, cuts on and off perfectly fine, no problem. It's pretty quick with it too. Could be a mix of the bulbs and the starters, because these bulbs have not many hours on them, and these starters are probably pretty decent as well. Don't have a whole lot of hours on them also, but it's also a mix of the ballast too. Like I said, I don't know what brand is in this for the ballast. I want to open it up at some point and check it out, but I won't do that till I take it apart and fully clean it. But I have too many other projects to worry about to deal with this one. This one's perfectly fine. It works. That's all that matters. It's got the mounting hardware for it, everything. So if I ever wanted to hang this up somewhere, it'd be quick to mount it and get it hooked up and done. So, but overall though, like I said, really cool, really unique design. I wish I had a little bit more information about it. But Smithcraft, I've never heard of this brand until this fixture, but I would imagine they were probably a not so common brand, considering if they made a light fixture that looked like this, they probably made some pretty unique design ideas for these fixtures. So probably not a whole lot of information, I would assume, on it, but I need to look it up just to see if they have made anything else or what else they have made. But yeah, this is the only fixture I've known about that they've made. This is the only one I have that's by this company, and like I said, it's really unique design, really, really cool. Love the design of it, and it's very compact also. It's not, crazy big either. It's pretty flat, and it's not that wide, so it's a very compact fixture. I really like this one a lot. So yeah, just wanted to make a video about this fixture, another one of my collection that I have that's pretty unique. Stay tuned for more videos that I keep posting. I got a bunch of more recent stuff lately, street light related wise, and I still have a whole bunch of fluorescent lights to make videos about. So stay tuned, keep a lookout for all the new videos I post, and until next time, thank you.